Hello children, in today's session we're going to appreciate a poem, The Duck and Kangaroo, written by Edward Lear. So before we discuss the poem, let's learn the new words. Gracious means something that is graceful, full of skill and talent, very attractive to see or charming. Gracious means graceful with an added style and skill. Hop. Usually, hopping means to jump on one leg. But in case of a kangaroo, hopping means jumping on two legs at once. That is hopping. And then nasty. You all know that. Nasty means very unpleasant. And long. Long as an adjective that shows something which is very length, but as a verb, long means to desire or to wish something very strongly. When you long, you wish strongly. And there is another word, reflection. What do we do when we reflect? We think very carefully on something. So reflection means a thought, a careful thought. And then rheumatus. This rheumatus is a disease of joint pain. And then worsted. Worsted means woolen. Worsted socks, woolen socks. So worsted means wool, made up of wool. So those are the new words. Now let's get into the poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo, written by Edward Lear. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. There is a duck living in a pond, and it observed all the time how gracefully its friend kangaroo hops. So one day, when the kangaroo came to the pond, the duck said to it, "Good gracious, how you hop! Oh, my friend, how gracefully you hop over the fields and the water too. When you hop over, when you jump on your two legs over the fields and over the water streams, it looks so beautiful. And I feel as if you never would stop when I see you hopping like that over fields and water. I get doubt whether Is there anything that can stop you from hopping like that? And my life is a bore in this nasty pond. And the duck opines that its life in that nasty pond. The duck has been living in the same pond for years and it has never stepped out of it. And so it's feeling bored in the pond. So the duck says, my life in this nasty pond, in this unpleasant pond, is a bore. And I strongly wish, it is my strong wish that I would go out in the world beyond this pond. I know there is a whole world and I want to see that. And I wish I could hop like you. I wish that I can also hop like you, but I cannot, said the duck to the kangaroo. So in this stanza, what we find, the duck's comparison, its boring life, the duck's contrasting its boring life to the delightful life of kangaroo. The kangaroo's life is full of freedom and movement. It has no boundaries or limits. It can hop over the fields and water streams and it can move or it can go anywhere it wants. But the duck's case is not so. It has to live in the same pond. The pond itself has become its own world. So the duck expresses its dissatisfaction of its claustrophobic life, the life that was confined to that pond, and it wishes, though it is not possible for the duck, it wishes that it can also hop like a kangaroo so that it can go out of the pond and see the world. And then it requests the duck. The duck requests the kangaroo. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through. And we would go to the Dee and the Jelly Bowl Lee, over the land and over the sea. Please take me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. So this stanza contains the duck's humble request to the kangaroo. Please give me a ride on your back, oh my dear friend kangaroo. I want to see the world beyond this pond, and I can fulfill my wish only if you can help. So take me a ride on your back. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack. And if you take me on a ride, I would sit quite still, completely still. I would not make any movement causing any sort of discomfort to you. I will not cause any trouble to you if you take me on a ride. And throughout the ride, I say nothing but quack. Quacking is the typical sound made by a duck. The whole of the long day, the entire day that we go on a ride, I'll sit very still without causing any trouble to you. And we would go to the D and the Jelly Bowl Lee means, and then we visit all the beautiful places on this earth, over the land and over the sea. So we hop over the land and over the sea. Please take me right. Oh, do. Oh, my friend, please take me right, requested the duck to the kangaroo. Then, after listening to the duck's wish, Kangaroo replied. Said the kangaroo to the duck, this required some little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is, if you let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatis, said the kangaroo. This requires some little reflection. Whose words are they? Kangaroo's words. Talking to whom? To its friend the duck. When, after the duck's request to it to take her on a ride, then the kangaroo says, this requires some little reflection. Oh, my friend, I think I have to think about it carefully. This requires, what requires? Taking the duck on a ride requires some careful thought. Perhaps on the whole, overall, if I take you on a ride, it might bring me luck. It might bring me luck. If I take you on a ride, fulfilling your wish, then it may bring me some luck. Means when we help others, that help will not go in vain. We will get something good in return in our life, either from the people whom we help or in other ways also. And there seems but one objection, the kangaroo said. When I think carefully, I feel there is only one thing that I have an objection. And if you allow me to speak so bold, I want to tell you that your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. My only consideration is all about your unpleasantly, very uncomfortably wet and cold your feet are, your webbed feet are. And that would probably give me the rheumatis, said the kangaroo. So, kangaroo has one objection. What? The kangaroo is afraid that he might get rheumatis, the joint pains disease, because of the unpleasantly wet and cold feet of the duck. So that's what the kangaroos fear. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which fit my web feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I'll smoke. all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. When Kangaroo told about its problem, what was the problem of Kangaroo? Kangaroo had no objection to take the duck on a ride, but for its fears of getting rheumatism due to uh, the cold and wet feet of the duck. Then the duck replied, "Oh, my friend, you need not be afraid of that, because as I sat on the rocks before you came here, I was sitting on the rocks and I was thinking of the same. Even I too thought. So I thought of a solution and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks. I'm totally prepared for that. I have even bought what the duck bought, 4 pairs of worsted socks, woolen socks, which fit my web feet neatly. I have bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, woolen socks, and I will wear them. And then, uh, even to keep my body warm, I have even bought a cloak, a long shawl, covering shawl. And every day a cigar I'll smoke. Here onwards, every day I'll smoke a cigar in order to make my inner body warm, and to my outer body warm, I will wear a shawl or a cloak. And of course, I wear what you call woolen socks so that my feet will not be cold too. All these things I want to do only to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. All these things I have done, I have thought and done just to enjoy the love of my friend you. So from this we can understand, when we expect some help from the others, it is also our responsibility to see that we don't cause any trouble to them. Here we have a good thing to learn from this stanza. The duck very convincingly tried to uh, get the positive response from the kangaroo. And even before Kangaroo expressed his objection, the duck had already thought about the problem or the trouble that the kangaroo is likely to get because of the duck's cold feet. So, because a duck is always in water, so its body, feet, all always in water, soaked in water, so naturally it has very cold body. And the kangaroo feared that it would get rheumatism. So now the duck, even before it asked kangaroo for its help to take him on a ride, uh, it prepared, well prepared. It bought woolen socks to cover or to cover its webbed feet, and it has bought even a cloak or a shawl, and it decided to smoke a cigar daily to make his body warm. All these things the duck decided to do just to put the kangaroo at comfort. Said the kangaroo, "I'm ready, all in the moonlight pale. But to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady and quiet at the end of my tail." So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round, and woo so happy, oh who, as the duck and the kangaroo. Then, when kangaroo came to know the preparations of the duck, it agreed wholeheartedly. Oh, my dear friend, when you have already taken so many measures to make me comfortable, then I have no objection from my side. I'm ready for the ride. Then both the friends, the duck and the kangaroo, they set out on a joyful ride in a moonlight night. And kangaroo said, "Oh, my dear friend, sit steadily, balance me well, hold me quiet, hold me firmly. And at the quiet end of my tail, you said, be careful, you said." So, like that, the kangaroo with the duck at the end of its tail, it went around the world hopping, making its friends so happy. Who are happy here? The duck is happy because now it has fulfilled its wish of seeing the world beyond the pond. Then why is kangaroo happy? Kangaroo is happy because it has made its friend happy. So from this poem, what message we have to learn? One can live a happy life by making others happy. Real happiness lies in making others happy. I need not tell you how happy and uh, how happy you will be when you help someone, when you make someone happy. So this is all about the duck and the kangaroo. Hope you enjoyed the poem. Thank you.